Hey, house guests! Welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. Happy Friday, TGIF, am I right? Our house guest of the day is Jefferson Tucker. Woo! Thank you so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests today, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We've got just under 2 weeks left in this season. Isn't that crazy? I feel like we've been watching the season for years. But before we get going, I also want to thank our super chatters from yesterday because that's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Mark Pirjalo, Sean, my husband, Andres Lombaria, Wendy Will, Gail Murphy Comedy, Christine, Sabrina Hayes, Angela H, Mary Ellen L, Benjamin, Sean Davis, Esther Rodriguez, the CAC 16, Kiki, Jamie Kishin, Kristen Gem, and Nini Girl. Thank you all so much for your super chats. Man, yesterday you guys were really out in force. I know everybody was pumped up for that double eviction, and it was so exciting, right? We appreciate the support. But yeah, last night, double eviction night, baby. As we saw, Blue was evicted first, 4-0, and we didn't even get the blind side. She was warned ahead of time, and we didn't even get to see that because that happened while the feeds were off. Julie said it was minutes before the eviction. We'll have some more details on that in a bit, but I am very annoyed that not only did we not get a blindside, but we also didn't get to see Blue being told that she was leaving. So after Blue was gone, Bowie won HOH. She put up Felicia in America, which was boring. I'm sorry. That was super boring, and it just shows that Bowie is playing for third place. She doesn't seem to care about winning. I guess she's like a really good lawyer and like doing really well. I don't know, but like, why are you not trying to win here? Why are you not making a bigger move? Wild to me. But Matt won the power veto. It was basically the same POV competition that he won in the first double eviction. So, of course, he was going to win this one, too. He left the nominations the same, and America was evicted by a vote of 3-0. So, in my opinion, it was kind of like the most boring possible outcome we could have had for a double eviction. Ugh. Yeah, never completely happy with a double eviction. But we are now down to the final 5. So we have Matt, Jag, Felicia, Cirie, and Bowie left. So the feed stayed down until 10:36 p.m. Big Brother time because they still had to do the next HOH competition. And it sounds like this was one where people could work together to take other people out of the competition. I don't know what the game was exactly, but there was some sort of element of like working together. So when the feeds come back, we see Matt with the HOH key around his neck. I mean, at least it wasn't Jag for once, right? At least it was somebody who hasn't won HOH yet. But it was a big night for Matty Ice. He won the POV, then he won HOH. There's something else that we're going to talk about. But the big question here, what will Matt do with this HOH power? We saw at the end of last night's episode, he was promising Cirie that if he ever won HOH, he would not put her up on the block. But what's he going to do then? Because, like, there's not a lot of people left to choose from. If he's not putting up Cirie, we know he's definitely not putting up Jag. Is he going to put up Felicia and Bowie? Bowie would lose her shit. We've seen her have a meltdown at the mere mention of the possibility of her going up on the block. Exactly. That was Bowie. Bubby, you good boy. So I don't know. What's he gonna do? Also, would Matt possibly take a shot at Jag this week? My gut is telling me no, but you never know. Scenarios, right? There's not much time left to make that move if it's going to be made. But anyway, after the feeds are back, Matt, Bowie, and Jag are all chatting in the kitchen, and they're patting themselves on the back for winning like all of the competitions over the last few weeks. Aside from Blue winning that double POV, they have won all of the recent competitions. And they're like, we're such a wonderful, loyal team. We've stayed true to each other. Great for you, but super boring for us. So Matt lets them know he will be putting Felicia and Cirie up on the block. He's putting up Cirie after he just hours ago promised that he would not put her up. Yikes. But he says Felicia is the target. He says it's going to be really awkward with Cirie because he is also supposed to be in a final 3 and a final 4 with her. I don't know if they have an official final 2, but it's going to be super awkward. And he has to talk to her about it and really like smooth things over. So Jag is trying to prep Matt on what to say to Cirie, and he's like, just tell her that you can't put Bowie up on the block because Bowie just won HOH during the double. She did you a solid by not putting you up, so you want to return the favor here. And Matt's also saying like, okay, well, I also need both of you, Bowie and Jag, to reassure Cirie that Felicia is the target this week, and Cirie will not be going. Okay. So, I don't see this going over well, but okay. So Cirie and Felicia have a game chat in the comics bedroom. And Felicia says, I wish that Matt would come to his senses and realize that he needs to put Jag's ass on the block this week. And Cirie says, no. Matt is too scared that Jag will win the power of veto. If anything is going to happen with that this week, it's going to be after the power veto, which I mean makes sense. If you're going to make a move against Jag and it's like Matt doing it, it has to be after the veto, right? If it's anybody else and you can put up Matt and Jag together, that's the move for sure. But because it's Matt potentially doing it, it would have to be after the veto. So Cirie says, damn, I really wanted to win that HOH during the double eviction. She says Jag's ass would have been gone. I'm assuming she would have put Matt and Jag up on the block together. Then, if Matt still wins the veto, uses it on himself, Jag would be up there and they could vote for him to go. So that really hurts. That really hurts hearing that. But Felicia says, she's going through a scenario here. She says, if Matt puts me up on the block with Bowie, because she's assuming she's going to be going up, and she is correct. But she says, if I'm up on the block with Bowie, and then Matt wins the power veto, he can take one of us down, and then put Jag up there. We vote him out. I mean, not a terrible idea, right? I wouldn't put Bowie up on the block too, because that's definitely going to piss her off. But if he did try to make this move against Jag after the veto, could be good for Matt going into this endgame. So Cirie's like, yeah, I definitely want to talk about this with Matt, but it's going to depend on who wins this power veto. We might need to wait a little bit before we really push for this to happen. So Felicia says Matt made a goofy ass statement to her the other day that let her know that he would be willing to take the shot at Jag possibly this week. I mean, you never know. I'm not going to get my hopes up, and this is not anything against Jag. This is me wanting a more interesting final 2 weeks here, right? I want more people to have an opportunity to win. I don't want it to be some steamroll. So I don't want you to think that this is me being like down with Jag. Like, we don't like Jag. No. Jag is fine, whatever. But it's boring when somebody just steamrolls to the end. But yeah, I'm not going to get my hopes up because I think there's a really good chance that Matt does not make the move this week. And there's also just a really good chance that Jag will win the veto, and there's no way he could even go up on the block. But anyway, a little later, Jag and Cirie are chatting in the kitchen, and Jag is talking about how perfectly everything went during the double eviction. He was saying this so much last night. It was so perfect. It was so wonderful. Yeah, for you, not for anyone else who wants to try and beat you in the end. But Jag is just, he's so happy. And now Matt is HOH. He loves this. So Jag says, I hope that Blue is okay. Cirie says, I think she is. I think it's going to be okay. So Jag feels like Blue is upset with him specifically over anyone else. I mean, it makes sense. These two were supposed to be super close. They had a final 2 early on in the game. Things fell apart after Jag came back from being evicted. But yeah, they were really tight before that. And he was also lying to her all week. So apparently before the eviction, Jag hugged Blue. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna go back even further. Before the eviction, again, we did not see this on the feeds. Felicia was the one who spilled the beans to Blue that she would be leaving. Big surprise that it was Felicia, right? I mean, really. Um, but I guess Jag really was not planning on doing that, and then Felicia went for it. So Jag went to hug Blue before the eviction, and she said, "You did this to me." And Jag says, "She said it to me a few times." But then Matt came into the room and Blue was all like, "Don't be sorry. It's okay," to him. But Jag, you did this to me. So Cirie says, "I think Blue's going to be okay. She needs a few drinks. She needs to cry a bit, but she'll laugh it off. She'll shake it off. It's going to be okay." Is it? I don't know that Jag would be getting a jury vote from Blue. I could see her being very bitter about this. But Jag says, "Blue did let me know that if she stayed and won HOH, she was going to cook us, me and Matt." Cook you again? So, he also mentioned that Blue said she would go for Matt before Jag. I think that'd be a mistake. I think you go for Jag first, right? But Jag is like, "I'm so glad that she at least admitted to that because it did let me know that I made the right move to take her out this week because she was coming after us." I mean, who else is going to go after at this point? Like, what? She wanted to win. Cirie, listening to all this, is just like, "Oh, crazy." And then, because she didn't want Blue to go, she didn't want America to go. She wanted Jag to leave during that double, and it did not happen. But Cirie says, "We did it. We're here." She didn't think she was going to make it past the first week. I know, right? I mean, a huge Survivor legend coming into this game, the winner of the Traitors. But Jag is like, "I didn't even know who you were. I've never seen Survivor." I think that's a big problem here. The people that had seen Survivor were so enamored by Cirie that they were ready to protect her deep into this game. And then a bunch of people like had no idea who she was. So they don't even realize who they're playing with right now. But yeah, I did not think that Cirie was going to make it this far for sure. But a few minutes later, Jag and Bowie chat in the scary bedroom, and they feel like Felicia and Cirie are going to start turning against each other when they go up on the block together this week. I mean, they already have turned against each other. That's not anything new. But Jag says, "We just really need to make sure that either me, you, or Matt win the power veto and keep the nominations the same this week." Right? We don't need anybody else going up on the block. We just need nominations to stay the same. And then Jag says, "At that point, we're going to have to talk to Matt about who should be going this week." Uh-oh. Because as we know, Matt wants Felicia to leave this week. However, Jag has some other ideas. We know he wants Cirie out, and Matt is not going to be okay with this. But Jag says Cirie is playing a better game than Felicia. And he brings up something that America said a few days ago. Jag says Felicia is not here because of her own doing, because of things that she's done. She has not been like this mastermind. He says every time that Felicia has survived the block, it's not because of her own campaigning or moves she's made. He says it's because we had like other plans in mind, right? Ouch. So Jag says, "I think Cirie is going to get much more credit for her gameplay from the jury than Felicia would potentially in the final two." He thinks Cirie would be way more likely to get jury votes than Felicia. And I would have to agree with that. Bowie also agrees with this. But Jag says, and Bowie says, actually, we need to wait until after the power veto to talk this through with Matt, right? We need to see who wins this veto, what the deal is, if we even need to like talk about this, whatever. So yeah, Jag and Bowie are both going to be pushing for Cirie to go this week if nominations stay the same. It's going to be nasty because Matt doesn't want it. But Bowie and Jag were also going on and on last night about how they are just covered in blood. So much blood on their hands. No one's going to want to vote for us to win in the end. Maybe you should have had better jury management. I mean, that's on you. Also, Bowie's talking about like all these moves she's made. Like, yes, she did win HOH and take out Cameron and America, but like it doesn't even feel like it because she's just been such like a non-factor in all of the strategizing and stuff. Whenever anybody would ask for her opinion, she was like, I don't know, I have to talk to everyone. What do you think? So even with her 2 HOH wins, I just don't know that she would get any love from the jury. But anyway, definitely not against Matt or Jag, even as atrocious as Jag's jury management has been. But later, Felicia has a quick chat with Jag, and this is awkward. Felicia says, I have a yucky feeling in my gut. Yucky. And Jag asks, about what? Felicia says, about our final four. She's talking about the final four with Jag, Matt, Felicia, and Cirie. And Felicia asks, is Bowie in the final four? Meaning, like, is Bowie going to be guaranteed a spot in the final four? Is it between me and Cirie this week? And Jag says, no, that's a lie. Jag definitely wants Bowie Jane, not only in the final four, but even in the final three. So Felicia says, I know I'm going to go on the block again because for whatever reason, no one wants to put Cirie up there. She says, yeah, she says, I always end up being the pawn. Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're going to be the target this week. So, but yeah, Jag says, we just need to win the power veto. And he's asking Felicia, like, why are you feeling this way? Why are you thinking this? And Felicia says, I just have a feeling. I heard her talk about it again later. I think she was freaked out because, like I said, this HOH competition, you could like work with other people to take people out. And I guess she felt like a lot of people were ganging up on her during the comp. So it was not a good feeling. But Jag says, I don't know, you've had a lot of feelings in here and you're still in the house. So, but after, Jag immediately goes to Matt and Bowie and spills about this conversation with Felicia. So, yeah, they want Felicia to go this week, or at least Matt does. So a little later, Felicia has a similar conversation with Jag again, but also with Matt this time. And Felicia's asking Matt, we really are a foursome, right? And you guys aren't going to like shock me like you did to Blue. Depends on who gets their way this week. If Matt gets his way, yes, you will be the target. If Jag gets his way, you might stick around. So Matt and Jag are shaking their heads like, no. Like, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to go against you. But they can't say it out loud. It was just literally like a... So Felicia asks, am I going to be the pawn this week? Is that what's happening? And Matt's like, I'm going to have to talk to everyone. I have to put somebody up this week, but let me talk to everybody about it and then we'll get there. Okay. So late last night, Bowie got her HOH goodies from the double eviction. She still gets a basket, you know, even though she doesn't get the room. And she got pictures of her dog. Oh, I love that doggy. She got a bucket hat, more Vegemite, protein bars, protein pancakes, stress relief spray. Okay. Lots of moisturizer. If you're going to be lying about your age, you got to make sure that skin is on fleek. She got a letter from her friend Emily, who is running her social media right now. And her friend was like, keep trekking on. Okay. And then, yeah, that was that. So then nearly 3 a.m., Matt finally gets his HOH room. And I have to tell you, I was laughing my ass off during this HOH room reveal. So everybody goes in there, they're looking at Matt's family pictures, and you see him just like zero in on this one pic. And he's like, wait a second, who is that? It's my mom. And he realizes it's a picture of Matt's mom with Riley. Like Riley from this season. Oh my God. I did remember seeing online that they met up like a while back. I don't know who went to who, but I did see that they met up. And everyone is freaking out that Riley and Matt's mom have met. They were hanging out. But it was funny because they weren't even like sure if it was her at first. It was hilarious. But Matt jokes, I guess I'm getting engaged. She's going to propose to me at the finale. I mean, Matt has been talking about Riley this whole time, and they've only known each other for like 2 weeks. But anyway, everyone is hyping Matt up about Riley. They are so freaking excited. And they're like, oh my God, this means something. She went out of her way to see your mom. She must be into you. And then Cirie is like, maybe it's explained in the letter. Like, let's look at the letter. So Matt opens up the letter and he's like, oh, I know who this is from. But he doesn't say who it is at first. So he starts reading the letter, and everybody starts losing their minds when they find out that this letter is from Riley. Oh my God. Why? No letter from his family who he hasn't seen in months. Instead, he gets this letter from Riley, who he's known for 2 weeks. But whatever. So Riley, at one point in the letter, tells him if that little like heart-shaped Q-tip thing that she left for him was not obvious, she says, the feeling is mutual and I can't wait to see you. Oh shit. Okay, so she is into him, because I remember like right before she left, he told her, hey, I don't want to let you leave without letting you know, like I have feelings for you, blah blah blah. And she was just like, oh, thank you. But apparently she's into him. Everyone is screaming, jumping, hugs all around. Matt is just like, he's so excited. It was very funny, but also very sweet. It's sweet to know that Riley is actually possibly into him, and it wasn't just like this one-sided weird thing where he's been talking about her the whole entire season, and she's just like, ugh. So that's exciting. But anyway, the rest of the night, there was a lot of talk about Riley. And then Matt, still planning to put Cirie and Felicia up on the block with Felicia as his target. So, yeah, that was that. This morning, Matt and Jag have a game chat in the HOH room, and they're talking about how they want to go to the final 3 with Bowie. They had kind of strayed away from that for a little while, and they were kind of favoring Cirie above Bowie, but now they are back on the Bowie train. I think they were kind of put off by all of the drama between Cirie and Felicia last week, and it's made them trust Bowie more. So yeah, they want to go to the final 3 with Bowie. They feel like she's the most loyal out of all their options, and she's the most likely to help them get there. If she were to, be in a position of power, HOH, power veto, they feel like she would have their back. And I have to agree with that, sadly. I don't think anybody should be having their backs at this point. But yeah, Bowie, I guess, just wants 3rd place. And I think she would continue on with them. So anyway, they feel like Felicia and Cirie would both try to take shots at them. Absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, they're trying to figure out, what are we going to tell Cirie? What are we going to tell Felicia? So we kind of already touched on what they're going to be saying to Cirie, but as far as Felicia goes, they're going to act like Bowie is the target this week. But they're going to say, we're keeping her off the block initially so that she won't go hard for the power of veto. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. So, they're also talking about, Jag and Matt going to the final 2 together. Do you think that Matt would cut Jag at the last second, like when they're at final 3? I think it's possible. I think that Jag would 100% bring Matt to the final 2, but I have my doubts if Matt would bring Jag, because I feel like Matt is not as confident that he would be able to beat Jag. So I think that he would potentially turn on him at that point. But again, they might just go together. Who knows? But anyway, Cirie and Matt have a chat in the kitchen. Oh, this is getting bad. So Cirie asks if Felicia has started already, meaning like started all of her nonsense. So Matt says Felicia is assuming that she will be going up on the block. She's correct. He says she's trying to guilt trip me. They talk about how Felicia threw everyone under the bus to Blue before she left. And Cirie says Felicia only cares about herself. So Cirie asks Matt, do I need to even ask who's going up this week? Meaning she thinks it's going to be Felicia and Bowie. And Matt's like, well, I'm going to have to put up someone. He says, I have to talk to Bowie. And Cirie says, I mean, you told me that you'd never put me up on the block. I mean, he said that yesterday. Uh-oh. So Matt says, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who goes up against Felicia this week. And Cirie's like, yeah, that's why it shouldn't be me going up again. So Matt says Felicia can't win the power veto, right? We need to make sure that she does not win the power veto. He doesn't think it's going to happen, but he's like, I can't put up Jag because I can't play for HOH next week. I don't need Jag coming after me if he survives the week. And Cirie's like, well, what about Bowie? Bowie has never been up on the block. We have the votes to keep her safe. There is no reason that she should even be worried, if she trusts our 4. We're supposed to be in this 4. So out of fairness, it should be Bowie going up on the block. Cirie says, especially, again, after you told me that you would never put me on the block. Uh-oh. So then she says, kind of in like a joking way, but I think there was some truth to this. She brings up, Riley's watching. So remember what she said. Remember the final 3 that Matt, Cirie, and Jag made called Riley's Promise? I think she's kind of invoking Riley's Promise here, but they're laughing about it. But also Cirie's like, don't forget. And Cirie says, on anybody else's HOH, I would expect it, right? I would expect them to put me up, but not yours, Matt Fields. So Matt says, I need to talk to Bowie. He says, I just know that she would freak out, though. So again, Cirie's bringing up fairness, saying Bowie has never gone up on the block. She says, we control the votes. She would be safe. Bowie needs to be a team player. She's not gonna. Okay, so then Matt chats with Bowie later, and he tells her all about this conversation with Cirie. It is very clear that Bowie is now outranking Cirie in Matt and Jag's hierarchy. So Matt confirms again, Cirie and Felicia will be going up on the block together. So Bowie basically says, well, if Cirie doesn't want to go up, she should have won something. Ooh, okay. So then Matt has his one-on-ones. He chats with Felicia, and he lets her know she will be going up on the block. She knew this was coming. This is not a big surprise to her. But Matt is telling her, you're just a pawn. That's a lie. He says, you're going up with Cirie, but Bowie is the target this week. He says, I want Bowie to be comfortable so that she won't play for the power veto. She won't play hard, for the power veto. Everybody plays for the veto at this point. Yeah, Bowie is not actually the target this week. But Matt says, if Bowie wins the power veto, Cirie would be the new target. He's telling Felicia you would be fine. She might be the new target if Jag and Bowie get their way, but that's not what Matt wants. But there's not much that Felicia can do here. So she's like, all right, I'm trusting you. All right, so Cirie has a more official one-on-one. She had already talked to Matt earlier, as we just discussed, but she did have like a more official one-on-one. And Matt also lets her know she will be going up, but he's telling Cirie that Felicia is the target this week, which she is in Matt's eyes. So he tells Cirie, you're going to be fine. We have the votes. And he's saying, I can't put Bowie up on the block because she's won HOH twice now, and she has not put me up. So I need to return that favor. But Matt says, you going up on the block for me this week, I owe you everything now. And he says he will pick her in the end. Clearly, he will not. If that was the case, he would not be risking her like this. But Cirie's like, all right, well, what is your ultimate plan here? Is it to go to the final 3 with Jag and Bowie? Yo, she just called him out. Matt's like, my plan is I want Felicia out this week. He says, I'm not sure that it's time to take out Jag yet. And Cirie's like, we only have like a week left after this week. So if you're going to do it, it's got to be soon. So Cirie's asking Matt, what happens if you win the power veto? And Matt says at one point that he is willing to backdoor this week. I don't think so. But he does say, it would suck, but yeah, I guess like I would do it. And then I'd have to deal with Jag being up on the block for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. So he says, if I did that though, Felicia or Bowie would cook me next week. Come on, dude. He's trying to make it seem like he would do it, but later on, Matt's talking to Bowie and Jag again about all of this, telling them what he said, making it seem like he would make the move, but it doesn't seem likely that he would do it if he's like revealing this to them. So anyway, we've got nominations today. I believe they're happening right now. It's going to be Cirie and Felicia going up on the block, but I will confirm that later when we know and put it in the info for this spoiler. So we'll see what happens with the power veto tomorrow. I don't know. Do you think that if the nominations do say the same, that hello, yeah, that Jag and Bowie would potentially go against Matt's wishes and vote Cirie out? That would be rough. It's possible though. And do we think if Matt wins the veto, or if Cirie or Felicia win the veto, that Matt would try to make a big move this week?
If he really wanted to win, he needs to.
But does he?
I think Riley has lit a fire under his
I do think
Aquaman butt.
Yeah, I do think that letter from Riley really was like, whoa, I'm a man. I need to do this. I don't know. But anyway, I want to thank today's super chatters because we really appreciate you. So Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody says, best HOH room revealed ever. Cam's going to lose his mind when he finds out. Is this history made? A letter from another house guest? I feel like they've done this once before. I don't remember who it was, but I feel like a long time ago, someone got a letter from their showmance. I don't remember who it was though. But it was like, it was a long time ago. Like it may have been like 10 years ago or more. I don't remember. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, it does not happen often. So pretty funny to see it play out last night. And thank you again, Jody. Mark Pirjalo, thank you so much. Oh, also, is Cam gonna, I guess it's funny because Cameron had that weird thing with Riley, but he was also like really weird about America. So I don't know. I guess he'll be mad at both situations, but I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah. Mark Pirjalo, thank you so much. We appreciate it as always. Alyssa Calloway, thank you so much. Alyssa says, super curious, what was the most disappointing double eviction in Big Brother history for you two, not counting this season? Oh, that's a really good question. I honestly don't remember off the top of my head. I would have to like look at a Wikipedia page because I can't remember.
What about a Wikipedia page?
No. Yeah, I would have to look that up and give you an answer because I do not remember off the top of my head, but there have been some really bad ones, that is for sure. I mean, wait, wasn't 23 Tiffany and Chada, did they left on the same night, right? That sucked. I remember really hating that.
Yeah.
That was a bummer for sure.
Wasn't there one back in Evil Dick season that we were
I don't remember.
Wasn't Eric, didn't he go during the double eviction?
He might have. Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but there have been some real bad ones for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I'm curious now.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question and thank you for the support. Wendy Will. Oh hi. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Connor Benson, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Connor says, well, I will stand by what I'm about to say. They should have kept Corey. Corey would have helped Cirie and Felicia get Jag and Matt out. They have no one to blame but themselves. And with Matt doing this to Cirie, she can definitely turn the jury. Yeah, I don't think Cirie is happy about her predicament right now with Matt not being 100% loyal to her. And I think she will have a lot of sway over the jury. I don't know. I think they probably should have kept Corey too. I think that was dumb. I think they really overestimated their competition abilities moving forward.
Do you think it's going to be a Cirie competition so that because they want?
Can we do a Survivor trivia competition?
So that Cirie will win the veto and take herself down, and that will give Matt the opportunity to put up Jag and save Cirie.
Maybe, but like
ultimate jury management.
I mean, as we've seen, the vetoes tend to skew more physical. So I don't know. I don't know what their chances are. But I mean, there could be some like random one. I don't know. We'll find out. But
it's too soon for the days one where they have to bang out the right amount.
Yeah, I feel like that's usually 4.
Yeah, that might be 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Thanks again, Connor. Natalie K, thank you so much. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Benjamin says, any chance of Cirie convincing Matt to backdoor Jag? I mean, I think it's definitely possible, but a lot of it is going to come down to who wins this veto. So we'll see. I do think there is a chance, but I also think that there's not a great chance. There's a slight chance, I'll say.
It's not a true backdoor.
No, there's no backdoors at this point, but you know.
Technically, it's not a backdoor, but yes, it's a backdoor.
Yeah. True Teddy, thank you so much for the super chat. And they said, "Oh hi,
Oh,
hello. Here's a fun drinking game idea. Let's take a shot every Let's take a shot every time Riley's name is mentioned." Oh my god, I know. It's insane her impact on these house guests when she was there for like 2 weeks.
You're gonna have to go to AA.
Yeah. Can you imagine if she had stayed around longer? They would have been obsessed with her even more. But yeah, it's pretty wild. And they're just not going to stop talking about her now that Matt knows that there's going to be something after this show.
This is like the big news.
This is a big deal. Everybody's talking about this. This is like the first news that they've gotten from the outside world in a long time. So they are eating this up. Anita Nestler, thank you so much. Anita says the clown shoe double eviction. Oh my God. I remember being a Jeff fan at the time, but now that I look back, not as much.
At all?
No, but I do remember being upset at the time, for sure. Yeah, so thanks, Anita, and thank you all so much. I gotta go. I got game/movie night tonight, and I am already gonna be late for it.
Take your Oreos and get out of here.
I gotta take my double stuffed Oreos. So thank you all so much for being here. We will be back tomorrow for more. And until next time, much love. Bye, everybody. Enjoy your Friday night. Bye. Bye.